Motovlog numero dos. Let's talk about it. So, today's concept is profoundly wonderful. Let's talk about the lonely chapter, or a couple different names you can give it, right? So, the lonely chapter is how Alex Hormozi refers to it. No Man's Land is how Andy Frisella refers to it.
New Age spirituality would refer to it as the dark night of the soul.
The Bible refers to it as the valley of the shadow of death. For sake of example, I'm going to use the lonely chapter because I like it. The lonely chapter. What is it? Well, it's a season that everyone has to go through in the journey of becoming a meaningful specific. So, that's a whole nother concept right there. Meaningful specific versus wandering generality, and how life is abundantly easier when you're just a wandering generality. But as soon as you set a definite aim for your life, you get intentional. Whew, that thing sings. As soon as you get intentional, your life gets a lot more difficult, because now you're going for a definite aim. Now you actually have a target to hit. The lonely chapter is the season where you're trying to put it all together. You see, God is giving. God has grace. Abundance is abundant. He'll give you anything of your heart's desire. However, in order to make sure you have staying power and to ensure that what he's giving you will be a blessing and not a curse, and you're not going to walk away from him, he's got to prune your character. And in order to properly prune your character, what's that going to require? Realistically, it's going to require some time, because you need to get rid of all the habits that aren't serving you in order to become the type of individual that can hold the blessing you're asking for. So you have to walk through the lonely chapter. And the lonely chapter, or the valley of the shadow of death, is the season where there's no direct, tangible effect between your inputs and outputs. Now let me explain what I mean. Effectively, you are going to have to work really hard for an extended period of time, and nobody knows what the amount of time is, with no correlation between inputs and outputs. So you're going to do all this work, and there's not going to be a direct effect in your outputs. You're going to work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. Maybe you're working on a task that earns you revenue, and that revenue isn't going to go up in correlation to that amount of work you're doing. It's going to feel debilitating. At times you're going to lose the faith. You're going to question whether or not this is all going to pay off. And that's going to go on for a while. Think about it in terms of health, right? You go to the gym, you work out, you see no progress. You go to the gym, you work out, you look at your body in the mirror, you see no progress. In fact, you might even see regressions. You go to the gym, you try to pick up the weights, and whoa, what the heck? The weights that I was lifting last week, they're feeling a little bit heavier. I gotta go down a little bit, right? So, you keep doing that over an extended period of time, and all of a sudden, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years later, you're starting to see profound change in your body composition. You're starting to lift a lot heavier. So did it all happen immediately in a 1 month jump, or was it the culmination of the 3 years of work? Now, why I say the lonely chapter is vitally important is because it doesn't matter what you're doing, what you're trying to become, or what you're working on building. Everyone goes through a lonely chapter. And it's tough, man. I'm walking through it now, but I'm still doing the action items. I'm still building every day on the things that I want to do, that I know will pay off. I know in my heart and soul it will pay off. Maybe I don't see the results now. Maybe I actually see less than results. It's actually draining me. It's a task load that feels insurmountable, and it's bogging me down because every day that I put my best foot forward and I try to make it happen, nothing goes my way. And it's debilitating and it's demoralizing more than anything. It's like, dude, especially when my closest friends and family also are saying, hey, maybe it's time, pack it in. And I'm like, I can't pack it in. I don't have a plan B. I'm going to do the things that I said I'm going to do. I don't care how long it takes, how difficult it gets. I'm going to do it. I've set a definite aim, and I will make that happen. And then behind closed doors, I'm sitting here, I'm bawling my eyes out every day. Now, every day, without exception, I will cry tears of gratitude for how grateful I am to have accomplished the things that I've accomplished, and be who I am, and be where I am, doing the things that I am, even having the opportunity to actualize my dreams, goals, and visions into actualization 100%. Not just sometimes I'm doing the things I love, just all the time I'm fully living it. I cry tears of gratitude every day when I meditate on that. But also I cry tears of not gratitude, of just not sadness, but like fatigue, actual fatigue. Like, how much longer can I keep going? I'm not gonna pass this guy because that's a cop. I like this. This is a matrix plate. This is futile. It's futile. See, that relates directly to what I was just talking about. It feels futile when I'm crying these tears of exhaustion because all the work I'm putting in, it's just like, dude, is it gonna work? I don't know if it's gonna work, but I keep the faith. Even in those moments where I'm crying the tears of fatigue. And you know what? Maybe they're worse than tears of fatigue. I'll be honest. Sometimes it's tears of, like, I'm questioning God. Like in a Job season, I'm like, God, I don't understand why my path is so hard. I'm trying to be as righteous as possible. It's very difficult. Things aren't adding up. I'm trying to just see a breakthrough, whether that's in numbers, financially, whether that's, I mean, there's so many different ways that could be a breakthrough, but I'm not seeing it. I feel like I'm in an impasse, and that's the lonely chapter. And there's two things you can do: back down, give up, turn around, and all that's going to guarantee is that it never happens, or stay consistent, persistent and consistent towards the pursuit of your goals. Have an indefatigable will. Exercise perspicacity. And if you do that, what's going to happen? Well, the only guarantee is that it's not going to happen. Because as soon as you give up, now you've given up. You see what I'm saying? So the guarantee of not quitting is going to be that there's a possibility. And you know what? I'll take the possibility all day, every day, any day. That's good with me. Because that means if I keep going through this season, trekking along, having hope and faith, believing for more, while doing the action items, someday the straw that breaks the camel's back is going to be placed on that insurmountable task load, and all of a sudden my circumstances will change, and it's going to look like it happened overnight. You ever heard the acronym? The overnight success. Everybody looks like an overnight success. The fact is, though, nobody was. They went through the lonely chapter, and that's where I'm walking through right now. But I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to keep controlling what I can control. Let's lock in.
So I don't really yet know how to do gym vlogs, so we're just going to voice over now, and we'll improve as time goes on. So quick little highlight of the workout. Basically, bench press, I do 3x8s, and then on the last set I go to absolute failure. Now mind you, this is sped up, 5x. But if you'll see how slow I'm moving, I do time under tension movements. Time under tension helps with muscle progression because it's actually making you stronger. So go slow, be intentional, focus on the mind-muscle connection. Next up, I do a bunch of different variations of tricep extensions. We've got just the straight up, straight bar triceps, single arm. And then we've got just no cable, supinated, where your hand is straight, all hitting different heads of the tricep. Bunch of different stuff. Didn't bring my light. Wasn't prepared to do this, but did it anyways. This is that long head. So basically, that's that. Totally unrelated to hitting chest and triceps, but here is some progression happening in my calisthenics movements. Finally, it's taken a lot of time and focus to get here. And I think there's a valuable key takeaway here for everybody. I'm absolutely cooked. My back hurts. Basically, the key takeaway is if you suck at something, which you probably will when you start, the best way to get better is just keep sucking. Like, that's the most motivational thing I can tell you right there. If you just keep sucking, but you keep trying to suck a little bit less, you're going to figure it out eventually. That's how you see incremental progress, right? Failure, keep failing, fail a little bit less, a little bit better. And then eventually it'll all come together. I think we need to learn how to zoom out more collectively and just focus on the process, the doing, instead of the results. Because the results just come as you focus on the doing. See? Locked in. Finally put one up there. I was absolutely dead, but I still did it anyways. And here is me practicing my crow to frog to handstand. And you know what? The only way to be a graceful expert is to be a failure at first. There, we're almost there. And then we face plant straight up. Face plant right into the ground. And is that embarrassing? Yeah, probably. Boom. Sucks. And then I get back up and I keep trying it, because guess what? To fail is to succeed. If you're wondering why I'm at the gym for 4 hours a day, that's probably because I know every single person that's at the gym and I'm always talking to everybody. That's also, to be honest, the gym is my only social environment that I participate in, so gotta have some sort of social battery recharging somehow. But again, back to the motivational, inspirational stuff. Look, I'm just failing repeatedly, but I'm failing less seriously than I did previously. Okay, so that's forward progress. Next, we get back to the chest day after goofing off for about an hour. Incline's awesome. Again, time under tension is super important, and it's really not about the weight. It's just really about hitting hypertrophy. That's where you're going to see growth, and that's it. I didn't film an outro. I'm locked into the office. Didn't record any of the recovery either. Bear with me, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be honest. I'm just experimenting, trying to put it out there. Perfectionism has stopped me for too long from actually doing the things that I want to do on this vision board. So maybe the editing's not great. We're doing it anyways. I'm just going to keep posting them and just improve as I go. If you're participating, you're watching, thank you. I love you. It means the world. You're helping me follow my passions and gifts. So I love you. Bye.